This is the first Avid Visions photography challenge. In this challenge, we were supposed to take pictures of our friends in their houses without using any standard photo equipment, but we were still supposed to come out with a nice portrait. So, this is what we did. The first thing that I wanted to do was go about controlling the light in my portrait. I decided to do this by making a bounce flash out of some aluminum that I found. So, I basically just put up a pop-up flash on my D300S and shaped it around that flash. I wanted to make sure that none of the flash's light would just go straight forward into the person's face, in this case Anya is my subject, but instead would bounce up and to the right of the camera. If it bounced off a wall correctly, it would be a nice soft dispersed light and look like there's just a window on that side of the person. The next step was to set the flash on my camera to a manual mode. On a Nikon, you do this by going to the custom settings menu, then going to bracketing/flash, and then go to flash control for the built-in flash. You turn it to manual mode, and from there you can set the power. In the final picture, I was around 1/4 power. As you can see in the following pictures of Roman that I took to test out the flash, it actually does a lot. This is Roman without the fill flash, and in this next picture you can see the flash is supplying a nice soft fill from the right of the frame. The next step was to position Anya in front of a bright window so that I could have a light background and so that there would be a ring light on her hair, which I was liking, as you can kind of see in this setup shot. So I just talked to her, got her to smile for a little bit, and then snapped this picture. So you can see that the fill flash came in nicely on the left side because I was holding the camera vertically, and I was pleased with the result.
Okay, so for my picture, I decided to go with natural lighting or any available lighting found in the home, and I found this really bright lamp that my subject would stand under, which would illuminate the hair really nicely and create some nice shadows on her face. Now keep in mind that with this picture right here, you can also use Connor's technique and use a fill flash to fill in those shadows if you ever felt the need to.
Part of this photography challenge was supposed to be about putting people into their natural environments and using props around their house to kind of get a portrait about what the person's personality was kind of like. However, we're actually on vacation right now with some friends, so we weren't really in their houses, and we decided to focus on lighting aspects. This challenge is actually a pretty cool challenge because it gets you thinking about the lighting of your portrait without having to actually buy any expensive speed lights or anything. It's a good way to start thinking about the lighting of these shots. We actually did this challenge once before when we were starting off with photography. We used a lot of flashlights in a dark basement. The picture that Roman took is going to pop up somewhere on the screen, probably of Roman's face right now.
Yeah, right here.
And you'll see kind of what our take was a few years back when we first did this.
So the next photography challenge is going to be a telephoto portrait. So basically you can use any telephoto lens that you have. It doesn't really matter how far of a reach you get with the lens. Just whatever is within your capabilities. But you can submit any pictures you do for that challenge at avid.visions@gmail.com. And we'd just like to thank Katie is out of time for submitting this challenge. We thought it was a really fun challenge because we've done it before, and it's actually an important challenge, in my opinion, to try out if you're just learning photography because it gets you used to working with different forms of lighting.
So, we'll see you again next week. Again, please submit those pictures to avid.visions@gmail.com by next Saturday. And this time, why don't you include the focal length that you took the pictures at so we can see who can get the most tele portrait. See you next week.
See ya. I'll go take a screenshot of that.